Welcome everyone! Hi! Hope everyone's doing well. How is the volume of the background music compared to my voice? Yeah, I have a jukebox now. So I no longer have to hand-pick like single tracks. Let's go! And shout out to the E64 for showing me how to display the metadata of the currently playing music. Hold on. Oh yeah, I had a daytime version of that transition too from the Shadow the Hedgehog stream. Also, I have a drawing hand. A special shout out to my art mama Akihika for making this for me. I love it. It was actually finished a while ago, but I have not had an art stream for a long time, so I had no reason to use it until now. But yeah, I finally get to use it. Yes, I have a hand now. Yeah, hello everyone. Hello Bandit, Strider, Nat, Alex, Big Ninja, Mike, Argo, Ann, Albanel, Welcome. E. So yes, I am going to draw today. First time in a while, and it's going to be particularly interesting this time. I think it'll be really neat because I get to kind of like, it's kind of like a blend between like art and game design stuff, because I'm drawing from the context of like a hypothetical game. So, for those who are new, welcome. I am Spacey Baclotelli. I am a gadgeteer bat and a game developer. I am most known for being the producer of the Freedom Planet series of platform games, and I have around 18 years of experience as an independent developer. And of course, I'm particularly fond of drawing pixel art. And I also do a few other things, you know, like composing music and stuff, but yeah. So, my subject matter for this particular stream. Right, who is familiar with these specific VTubers? For those who are unfamiliar, they are part of a group known as the Council, which is the second generation of hololive English. Hololive is one of the really big VTuber companies, you know, like Ninja Sanji. And those in the Sonic community, you might recognize one of their other VTubers, Kronii. She's like a little dog. She's like a doggy VTuber, and she had a cameo appearance of sorts in Sonic Frontiers recently as like kind of like DLC. Where like Sonic wear like her own themed shoes and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. Yes, out of the like, they have something like 75 VTubers now, hololive does. But I find myself watching Council here and Guild Tempest the most. Tempest is like an all-male group who is also part of the English branch. But yeah, the designs of the Council are like impeccable, and what I like about them and Tempest specifically is that they're more lore intensive, but their streams have a lot of clippable moments that pop up on my YouTube feed. So, because I don't really have a lot of time to watch like full streams, you know. So, big shout out to all the people who like clip these wonderful people, because it's just like, it's really fun to watch. Yeah, Sana. So, Sana here is the Speaker of Space. She is now retired as a VTuber, so she doesn't stream anymore. But the other girls still talk to her, supposedly. Oh, welcome, new person. Culture Chimp. Voice and model are super pretty. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your stay. Okay, and this is Fauna, the Keeper of Nature. And this is Kronii, who is the Warden of Time. And this is Mume, who is the Guardian of Civilization. And Bales is Chaos Incarnate, like the actual concept of chaos, not the villain from Sonic Adventure. But yeah, their voices are amazing, their content is amazing, they're super hardworking, and they have really great chemistry together. And like when they collab, and like the rest of hololive, like everyone I've seen online who's even remotely associated with them says that they're the sweetest and most down-to-earth people, and like you can tell with the way they just kind of have fun with their backstories and stuff. but yeah, Sana is eternal. I've actually drawn all 5 of them, but I'm going to focus specifically on Kronii for this stream. And I've prepared like a full set of sprite animations within the context of like an action platform game. And I'm gonna like go over like my thought processes for each animation and just like general tips and tricks that I've learned over the years making pixel art. So I hope y'all can learn something today. And I definitely actually learned a few new things myself from working on this project, because Kronii is not the type of character that I usually draw. So it was a nice learning experience. But yeah, this is her like official model, which I used as a reference for the base sprite. So let me pull up my drawing program, of course. Yeah, she's like more than half leg. Yeah, this is what I came up with for like a base sprite. And of course, when it comes to sprites at this size, and specifically for a platform game, you want the collision box of the character to be kind of like implied by the shape of their sprite. So for that reason, I decided to make a few concessions. For one thing, her legs are not as long, because I wanted to be like, I wanted the size of each of the characters in the game, the hypothetical game, to be like roughly the same size. And also there is, if you'll notice, there's a bit of asymmetry here, like both of the blades are different designs. I suspected I might run into an issue later when creating the other animations, where depending on the direction she's facing, the sword swipes would have different sizes, which might feel a little awkward. So I decided to make those the same size. I might change them later. There's other bits of asymmetry, like with the skirt here, that probably wouldn't matter, but I decided to consolidate those into just like a full skirt. I think it complements like the hourglass shape that we're going for. You've tried your hand in pixel art before? It was okay? Oh yeah, just keep trying. Like I was terrible when I first started when I was younger, but you will be surprised at how quickly you improve. Especially if you study other like pixel art as a reference, and just kind of like mimic it in your spare time. Yeah, it's a very interesting skirt, but I really like the design overall. Like it's a very striking design. I have a soft spot for characters that are predominantly like black and white in their outfits, with like little splashes of color. And that's used to very awesome effect with like the cape and like the shoes and like the little bow earrings as well, which I tried to recreate here in the sprite as well. And then the last element that I wanted to touch on is, of course, the big clock behind her head. It's kind of like representative of her control over time. Like she is literally time itself, at least from my understanding. But I think that would just add a little bit of confusion as to where her hitbox is, so I decided to leave that out in my sprite. But I think maybe I could bring it back in like specific animations. I don't know. Oh, you're gonna make a HoloCured style sprite of me? Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, HoloCured's a really cute game. I like the sprite work in it. And I'm really happy that the new update seems to be adding like hub areas, because like it's a little fast paced for my tastes. So it's nice that you'd be able to like kind of like take a break and walk around as your character. But yeah, that's really cool, and I also really like how the person who's making it did like some of the pixel art for River City Girls. That game is really gorgeous pixel art. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be on Steam too, right? Yeah, so I actually didn't know about Vampire Survivors when I first heard about HoloCure. So my first thought was that it was kind of like similar to Robotron, like if anyone's played that game. But yeah, I think we could play sometime. Yes, I'm drawing now. All right, so let me shrink this a little bit so you can see my preview window. So, because we're gonna get into like the showing the actual animation work. Where'd you go? There we go. Let's just put you here. Yeah, corner's fine. So this is what I came up for an idle animation. Nothing too fancy. Although I did put in a bit of work doing like what's known as sub-pixel animation. And I will flip over to other sprites here, and now if you notice like the little like part in the skirt right here, notice how I'm only moving the white pixels. So that is sub-pixel movement. It's kind of like you shift the colors around so the movement is implied, but not like you're not actually moving the object. And with that, you can make very like subtle breathing motions. And generally, I think it's a good idea to put more effort into the handful of animations that the player will see the most. And that would include the idle animation and like maybe like walking or jumping, that sort of thing. Oh, you have to head out now, Mike? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Yeah, I'll have the VOD up later if you're interested. Okay, so next animation, of course, is a walking / running animation. I'm pretty happy with how this came out. Like, I've never animated a character that was like holding like dual wielding weapons. So generally when you make a running animation, you want your like character's arms to kind of like, you know, move up and down the way they usually do when you're running. But like that looked weird with the weapons, so I decided to like keep her arms down a little bit. Yeah, she's got two knives. Like the way I drew them, they kind of look like scissor blades, but they're supposed to be like heart shaped, kind of like the one on the right here. But yeah, I put a lot of effort into this. I probably put more work into the running animation than anything else. And it's also the smoothest animation, probably. Like, if you recall games such as, like, Mega Man X, for example, X in that game has a 10-frame run cycle like this, whereas all of his other animations are, like, lower in frame count, because that's, like, the animation that players generally see the most. Okay, so I have layered this, so that, like, arms are separate, torso separate, both legs are on their own layers, and of course the head and the cape. So yeah, that's a lot of artist credits. Yeah, I changed some of the metadata, but I didn't change anything for like the Sonic songs on my playlist. So with a running animation, I generally start with like the front leg. And then you can see how it loops there. Like it's a good idea to study like a running animation, like an animated GIF or something, and go frame by frame. So I start with one leg, and a really cool trick that you can use to save time is to take this front leg, duplicate it on a separate layer, and then offset it by half. So I want you to pay attention to how the leg looks like right here. It's like nice and straight. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to turn the back leg on and go to frame 6 of the animation. It's exactly the same. Like, exactly. I added a little bit of, like, shadow here because it's behind. But it's exactly the same. Because, again, I offsetted it by 5 frames. But those combined, and you already have, like, half the sprite done. Like, that looks nice and bouncy. I like it a lot. So generally, once I am done with the legs, I will work on the torso. And for the torso specifically, well, you know, a little bit of turning motion if you want to go for that style. So with the legs, it looks like that. And then next, I believe I did the head. I usually save the arms for last because the front arm goes over everything. Okay, so yeah, I do the same motion, and then I do like hair physics and stuff. and then I did the arms after that. So that, I think I spent more time on the arms because I was trying to like not only get the weapons like looking decent when they rotate, but also like figuring out the position of the arms and everything. Never would have thought of doing animation that way. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you learned something. So yeah, there's that, and then of course the final piece, which I drew the cape in the back. It's in pretty rough shape. I might redraw it at some point, touch it up, but I still really like how it looks. Yeah. Starting with the torso is the best for a dynamic pose. Yes, that is also a good idea. Like, everyone has their own processes. Thank you, Alex. Okay, so that is good. Next is another animation that I think is a good idea to put a lot of work into, which is the jumping animation. Oh, your brain's fried. Ah! but it's okay. I'll hold it up later in case you want to rewatch it. No, yeah, the torso. You start with the head and you confirm torso is smarter for posing. Yeah, I get you. I actually I think once I got like past like the basic animations, like standing, running, jumping, that kind of stuff. Once I started getting into like weapon attacks, then I had to change my strategy to be like torso centric. Because like I'll explain it once I get to the weapon attacks, but that was very challenging for me. But yeah, this is one of 2 jumping animations. And generally for my jumping animations, I start with 2 frames. I start with the first one and the last one. And if you'll notice, the legs, the front leg here in the first frame is straight and the back leg is bent. And I flip that for the falling animation, and I think that makes it look a little more dynamic. Yeah, graceful landing. Now there's 2 versions of this. I couldn't find the first version, which is where I just like do like a straight a few in between frames between those. But for this one, I decided to get a little more fancy and like have her spin around. So I'm thinking like maybe that could be like, I don't know, like a double jump, or like if you like dash and then jump. You're gonna lurk off enough? Thank you so much for like lurking. That. Yeah, starting like the whole thing about starting with the first and last frames of animation, you could call those keyframes. Because like a keyframe is basically like one of the more important frames of an animation that kind of like that all of the other frames work towards. I guess that's one way you could put it. But yeah. Just came here to say hi. Today's June 29th, which in Slavic countries is Nam Day for Peters and Pauls. Nice! Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, Pete. Alright, so that's what I came up for with the jumping animation. Something else that I like to do with platform characters specifically is that if you stand still for a while, they kind of like do like a little motion. This is what I came up with for that. You know, just a little waiting animation. And probably, I think in-game what I would do is I would have it go to the last frame, but then like bounce back to the first one. Because I don't like to leave my characters on like a waiting frame that's just like static. I like them to pivot back to the normal idle, just so that their sprite like continues to stay in motion. Because I think it makes it easier to tell where exactly the character is on the screen, like from a glance. Yeah, idle animations are always fun. I had a lot of fun with them too in other games that I've worked on. Oh yeah, Alex, that's your idle animation, nice and bouncy. Yeah. Yeah, you can get pretty creative with them, but I kept it basic. I kept to basic stuff. Climbing animation, of course. just in case this hypothetical game has ladders. I figured I'd try that. And it gave me an opportunity to draw like the cape from the back and stuff.
Operator 1997 gifted a tier 1 sub to Alfie Faye. They have given 4 gift subs in the
Thank you so much, Operator, for gifting a subby to Alfie Faye. Enjoy your emotes. But yeah, there is an official back reference, but I didn't have room to put it on here. So for this, pretty simple, 6 frames, but in reality, it's actually 3 frames. Because what happens is, past frame 3, frames 4 through 6 are the same as frames 1 through 3, but they're flipped horizontally. And that's why I kind of wanted the character to be symmetrical, and she is in the back, officially, actually, but so that was no problem. But yeah, what I'll do here is, I'll take this frame right here, and I will flip it horizontally, like that. So, as you'll see, I'm jumping from frame 4 to frame 1. It's the exact same. So yeah, that's what you do for climbing animation. Ba-ba. And dashing animation. Now this, I suspect this would be one of the more common animations in the game, but it doesn't need a lot of frames, just like a blowing wind effect. Because you're moving so fast during it that like it doesn't really matter. Plus it's like a short, I imagine it would be like a short animation. Like half a second. Oh, hello Mr. Double Egg. Hi. Yeah, I'm kind of like showing off some like pixel art as a sort of like tutorial. Like I basically drew like a hololive's Ouro Kronii as a platform game character, like hypothetically. Yeah, I've got an actual playlist now, Anthony. Welcome. Okay, so yeah, that's that. I think it turned out pretty nice. Crouching animation. Pretty basic. I like to add a few transition frames. You could just have the one crouching frame if you want them to like crouch, like visually crouch immediately. And like, even though it would take a few frames for her to be fully crouched down, I would have the hurt box shrink as soon as you press down. So that way it doesn't feel like it's lagging too much, and you can like dodge like projectiles overhead if you need to. Now, I did redraw this from a previous draft. This was my original draft, where like her head and her back arm were more forward facing, but it felt a little off for some reason. Like she was bowing, and this is not the kind of character who bows to anyone, so. So I figured out that what I could do to balance it better is to kind of like move the back arm back a little more, and then like have her face like more forward, so we're like, you know, it kind of makes sense. Like you're facing more towards the thing that's coming towards you that you want to dodge. She bows to herself. Actually, she does. Like one of the gimmicks that her character has is that like she's in love with herself. And like kind of like narcissist, I guess. And she studies herself in the mirror and stuff. All right, let me take a sip of water. But yeah, like she's basically like kind of like portrayed as kind of the villain of the team, but like in a way to where you can kind of tell like deep down inside she's actually a softie. It's a really interesting dynamic. Oh yeah, I need to take another sippy. It's getting pretty warm. Yeah, I've got my dehumidifier going too. I hope it doesn't go into the mic. I changed my mic settings so that it would be less legible. Yeah, okay. Oh, good to see you, Ferris. Welcome. You can't hear it? You're good? Oh, okay. I'm glad to hear that. Alright, so that's crouching. Pushing, I guess. Even if you don't have any push blocks in the game, I find that like some sort of animation for when you're up against the wall is a good idea. just so that the player can tell that you can't go this way anymore. Something else you could do if you don't want to make a pushing animation is to just like have the character play their standing animation. Yeah, this was a little bit tricky. I had to study a few references for it, and I still think I could do better, but I think it does its job well enough. Like, considering that you wouldn't really see it that often. The way the other foot turns is a great touch. Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's tricky, because you have to like, you have to consider like the direction that the camera is in relative to where the player is turning. And with like a pushing animation, like logically you would have like your shoulder up against the block, and that kind of like rotates your body like in one direction. So that was why it was a little bit tricky. And this is kind of like a floaty thing. Like kind of a pose that she would do naturally. And what I imagine is that this would be like an intro animation to where there could be like a time portal opening up, and then she would kind of like fade into existence and then float downwards onto the ground. I think it'd be pretty cool. And then I just added a little bit of wind effect. Nothing too special, but I like this one. Now I might redraw like one side of the head a little bit just to make it a little less symmetrical, because I think maybe it's a little bit too much. But it's fine. Yeah, it could be a charging animation too. Because like in this hypothetical game, I imagine that like she is technically the villain, but you're playing as her. So you are basically like one of the villains in the game. I think that'd be like a cool twist, like on the standard like platform game story. All right, now we're getting to the attack animations. This was very challenging for me because I don't have any experience drawing animations for people who dual wield weapons. And I could not find good like references for like attacks you could use while dual wielding. So in the end, for the basic sword swipes, I decided to just have her swing one sword and just like leave the other sword. But you know, whatever. Yeah, this is what I came up with. And when you have like a quick like swinging motion that happens in like a single frame, it's a good idea to have sword lines. So that way it's easy to tell when your attacks will connect. Yeah, I like Unless Mine too. It still looks a bit stiff. I think maybe it's because I didn't animate the hair. Let me fix that real quick. Nani? Nani? Okay, so going this way, I think. Oh, because you can see how I added a motion to the cape here. So, what layer did I have the hair on? It was that one. So what I will probably do is I'd make this like the resting one, and then maybe move this up a little bit. This way. Like that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Now, I did something weird here that I don't recommend, which is, if you'll notice, the cape is over everything, including the hair. So I think I should have drawn this hair strand over the cape. So I think what I can do here is I can just erase this. And then for the cape itself, I will just draw that normally. Like that. I hope my hand isn't in the way, my drawing hand. Oh yeah, I also recommend naming my layers. I only named some of them here, like sword lines and sketches. So on the top layer, I will put this like that, I guess. It's good. Okay. Going back to this, I am going to draw this again. Dear Bits, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I'm doing sprite animations. Okay. Okay, that is looking good to me for this hair strand. So now I'm going to erase this again. Okay, that one. Do 8 deer bits make a deer bite? That is the question. Oh yeah, I love Slashman's theme. Oh, that's a cute emote too, deer bits. Ah. Okay, that's fine. This way. Like that. Okay, I think that looks more solid. So now I just need to transfer these additions over to the previous frame. Okay, where are you, head? I'm gonna go ahead and rename this now. Head. It's the same, exactly the same, so I can just copy paste. Okay, and this was cape, so let's rename that cape. Looks so good, thank you, Anthony. The references I use, various sources, some from games that I have already made, some from other games. My recommendation is that you you reference as many sources as possible so that like people can't really trace it to one specific thing. Because if you don't, then you kind of like get like comments like, "Oh, this is just Sonic the Hedgehog," stuff like that. Okay. So now, when we swing, the hair has the same motion, the same wind motion as the cape. Oh, also, to assist me with making these sword swipe attacks, which were really challenging for me, I did something that I don't often do in pixel art, which I really recommend, as it's something I like to call the stick bug method, where you just draw a stick figure with the most important parts of the character that you're trying to work on, and then like do, you know, like that. You can kind of tell what I was going for here, just like a basic sword swing. Stick bug. And from there, I drew everything on top of it. I very highly recommend that. And as I worked more and more on this character, on new animations, I would like immediately start with a stick bug, and then just like draw over stick bug. Yeah, it's so helpful. Oh my gosh, I'm upset I didn't think to do that earlier in my career, because it would have saved me some headaches when I was doing a lot of sprite stuff in the first Ram Planet. Thankfully, I didn't do as much like hands-on pixel art in the sequel. But since this hypothetical game is something that I would do by myself, I have to make sure to work smart. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, so now the other one, we're gonna fix the hair on this. Yeah, that looks very stiff. So what I'm gonna do is go this way. Hair right here. So we just kind of go like that, I guess. Oh yeah, I had to add some of the Mega Man 8 songs in my jukebox too. I'm using a program called Fubar 2000 for the jukebox. What's really cool about it is that it's got a plugin that will save the metadata of the currently playing song to a text file, and then OBS can read that for you, so you can display what is playing on screen. And it also has another plugin that lets you normalize the volume of all the tracks to be like roughly the same. So that is also really cool. Oh, Domi3000, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Just having a chill art stream today. Yeah, this is kind of like a tutorial, I suppose. But also, it's been a nice little project for me because like I've said before on Twitter that like we are now getting more like hands off in the development of the console versions of FE2. So I'm kind of in a lull right now where where this has been like a really nice change of pace, and it's really cool because I've learned a few things in the process. But you know, if I get traction, it might go somewhere. I don't know. You gotta go where the wind takes you with this sort of thing. Okay. I want to move this up a little bit. Favorite Mega Man stage theme? Oh my gosh, you might as well ask me what my favorite food is. All of the foods. Okay, let's move that down a little bit. All of them. What's your favorite Mega Man theme? All of them. All of the Mega Mans. Okay, that looks a little better to me. I might want to move this down even more on this side. It feels a little awkward that it just stops there. Well, that's cool. Oh yeah, Tango Man, the Saturn version for Mega Man 8, that is a really good song. Oh, you're playing the Battle Network series? Nice. Battle Network 1 or a different one? Yeah, I'm really surprised that Capcom has not found a way to port the Saturn version yet, because it has some exclusive stuff that's not in any other release. Okay, so I want to kind of just like erase this whole thing here. This too. Yeah, the other thing too I really like about having like a custom playlist is that it's makes things more interesting for me too. Because when you listen to really cool songs that are your favorites, then it kind of like inspires you to keep working. Yes, the Sega Saturn is very complicated to animate for, not, what am I saying? Emulate. That's the word. Okay. So, do I have the head over the body? I do not. Why did I do that? Where's the cape? Cape is on the same layer. That's interesting. Thank you, past me. Dun, 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 dun. I gotta play Wily Wars sometime too. I think it's worth playing through if you really like classic Mega Man. Yeah, this is Wily 1 from Mega Man 2. Like the Sega Genesis version. Okay, this one. Thank you, you're welcome. Okay. Okay, that way again. Then I'm just gonna do hair, this hair on the top layer, I guess. No, wait. Oh, okay, I'll just do that. Yeah, I'm so glad that Wily Wars ended up on Nintendo Switch Online, so more people can play it. Okay, so now we do this. I'm just gonna do this here. Ba -ba 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 -ba. Okay. Now we do this, like, kind of curve it up like this. Like, I don't really have like a specific set of advice for like physics motions, you know, like hair blowing around and all that. It's just something that you kind of like get a feel for as you work more and more on it. Like, you get a feel for where things should be moving. Okay. Alright, so I have fixed the hair, I believe. Okay. Okay, I think it looks a little bit better. It's amazing what that little bit of motion does to help make it feel less stiff. And I could probably, like, work on the highlights a little bit off stream as well to make it even better. So, that's Sammy barking, by the way. Sammy! I took them to the groomer yesterday, and they made their hair all short and soft and stuff, and removed the mats in their ears, which is, of course, is very important for a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel because they got big floppy ears. Yeah. Let me take some beat. Yeah. Yeah, the specific breed of dog that my dogs are, Sammy and Paige, they're known as Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. Yeah, and the lady who did their hair also gave them bandanas, which was actually very useful for Sammy because he gets stressed out there when he's there, and like starts drooling, and the bandana like absorbs the drool. Yeah. Okay, so there's also an air variation of the normal sword swipe that I worked on. And it has kind of the same issue with the hair motion. But I can fix that like either off stream or at the end of the stream if I have time. But I think for both these animations I could probably do better if I did them over, but I think they're good enough for now. Okay, and now we're getting into some additional, like, sword attacks, I suppose. So this one is kind of like a drill spin. It only has 4 frames because I figured that I would make like a wind effect over it that kind of like covers it up. Spin. I guess like you could compare it to like Meta Knight's side B in Super Smash Bros. Something like that. Where like you have the startup frame and then like you kind of like rocket forward. I think that'd be pretty fun. Now there is a meme in Kronii's community where like the big thing that she has here.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to Raven Valkyrio 7. They have given 54 gift subs.
Thank you, Slax, for gifting a subby. Enjoy your emotes, Raven. But yeah, this thing here. The one that I left out because of hitbox concerns. There's kind of like from the moment of her debut, there was kind of a meme in like Kronii's like community, like where it kind of like spins like a helicopter and lets her fly, and it's called Kronicopter. But since she doesn't have that, I decided to do something different, which is have her spin one of her swords. I think that looks really cool. And it kind of makes sense. Like, she could like slow down time for other people and then just kind of like, from her perspective, slowly spin the sword. But from everyone else's perspective, it's moving so fast that it's basically a helicopter blade. And it could double as an attack too. To where like you could, like the blades could like hurt enemies that are in the air. So it could double as both like an anti-air and like a double jump. Yeah, this is the Genesis Mega music. Good ear. But yeah, I have not only a soft spot, but I just think it's like a good idea in general to have your character's abilities, like the combat ones, have them serve a secondary utility function, so that they can be used outside of combat as well. And I think this would be a good example of that. So yeah, that's my take on Kronicopter. And this one is kind of like a circular spin, like that. Like the first frame looks a little awkward, but you're only gonna see it for like a fraction of a second, so it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, this is an attack where she actually uses both swords at once. So at this point, I was starting to, you know, like get into the groove. And yeah, I think this is a sort of attack that would be very fun to use. Kind of like in the PSX games, like Zero has that spinny sword move that he can unlock. Something like that. I think it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. And also, yeah, notice how I have the sword lines here. I have the smear frames, so it really feels like you're spinning them really fast. Now, like at first, I did like just the metal blade part, but it felt too much like she was wielding scythes all of a sudden. So I also smeared the gold part of the weapon here and a little bit of the arm. So I think that like sells the impression better. Yeah, okay. Okay, we got a basic hitting animation. I only did 2 frames because that's all you need, really. And then I also have, like, if she gets sent flying by a powerful attack, I think that'd be a cool mechanic to play around with. To where, like, some attacks, if, like, they're strong enough, they can just, like, send you flying. Which is not really something that I did in, like, previous games that I worked on. Like, there are attacks that kind of, like, push you back more, but they don't actually send you into, like, a tumble state. And then, like, I have a couple of frames from when you actually hit the ground, like... like, notice how, like, the legs are still raised a little bit here, and, like, the head and stuff. So I think that sells the impact. And I think a good shortcut for, like, a get-up animation would be to, where's the crouch animation? Yeah, this, like, when you're on the ground, you would eventually go into this frame and then, like, it'd play the crouching animation backwards. Also, Random Lil Brown, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Oh yeah, Dust Cloud, that's a good idea, operator, thank you. I've actually made some special effects, but I'll get into that later. Where was I? Okay, here. I also made one, like a similar one where she like lands like flat on her face. It might be cool, like, I could either use this as kind of like an alternative version of like the falling down animation, or I could make it so where like if you're falling for long enough, like maybe like a few seconds, like from an obscenely high height, when you hit the ground, like there'd be like a thud and you'd be stunned for a little while. I hesitate to have a platform game, a 2D platform game where you actually take falling damage, but like being stunned would be like a fun Easter egg. Do a flip. Nah, fail. And then like I have like another frame I was experimenting with where it really like looks like she's unconscious or dead or something. Oh yeah, I remember Maple Story. I still have the soundtrack, so I decided to throw this in here. Just stuck in the ground head first, Looney Tunes style. Ah, that's a cool idea. Maybe that would be cool for like specific kinds of surfaces, like if you land in sand, for example, or snow. But yeah, there's that. And this one, I believe, is like a victory pose. So for this, I decided to do something like this. Yeah, pretty basic. But I think it gets the job done. And then, like, I'm imagining, like, she could have, like, an alternate one in case the objective was to, like, get, like, an item. So I have, like, an alternate version where she's holding out her hand. I actually, like, drew, like, a little, like, golden gear here. I'll copy that over so you can see what it looks like. Where is it? Yeah, like that. I think that looks cool. So, after I worked on this, I also got the idea to where, like, after you, like, you know, like in the 3D Mario games when you, like, collect a star, like Mario does, like, a little victory animation and the star spins around him. I imagine that would be the same here, like the gear would, like, spin around and then, like, land in her hand. And then after the message prompt, like, you got a whatever, she would, like, throw it up in the air, and then like maybe she could do like a badass finger snap like this, and then like a little mini portal would appear above her head, kind of like the one she uses to enter levels, and then like the gear would kind of like fade out of existence that way. Like I want to like animate that sometime. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, gear get. And I also drew, hold on, let me get rid of this before I forget it. I also drew a back sprite, mainly as a reference, but also I think this would be useful if you want to, like, read signs or like examine things in the background. Victory poses look great. Thank you, Raven. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. Huzzah! Finger snap. Yeah, entering doors. Okay, that is a really good idea. That's smart, Elfie Fake, because you want to kind of minimize the amount of work that you have to do in order to make something look appealing. So by doubling up specific animations for different contexts, that's a really good way of doing that. So this could be used for reading signs, for examining stuff in the background, for entering a door, for certain cutscenes, I suppose. Maybe she would turn around when she's contemplating something in a cutscene. And that's a strategy we actually used in Freedom Planet 2 for some of the cutscenes, is if we lacked an animation for a character during a cutscene that had them expressing the emotion we wanted, we would just have them turn around. And then we would let their voice acting do the emotion for them. But yeah, it's just little ways that you can kind of like work smarter, not harder. And it's just a really cool thing because it kind of like lets people's imaginations run wild, you know? Like sometimes it's better to just like imply things, and then people who play your game can just kind of like come to their own conclusions about what's going on. And that applies not only in the storytelling sense, but also in terms of like visuals like this. Hello, boy. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, good example, Nat. The Magister, he usually has his back turned to the camera most of the time because like his dialogue is very angsty. And like that's like, I think like if he were facing the camera, it wouldn't have as much of an impact because he'd be making like the same expression throughout his whole like dialogue. But by having him turn around while he's talking, you can your mind kind of like fills in the details for you. Yeah, he's an edgy teen. Okay, and I guess this would be like a rail grinding animation. Like, I only just started this before the stream, but like, I would do the same thing as I did with the dashing animation, where like I would just add physics. Yeah, I love Mario Galaxy's music. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me do that real quick. New frame. Okay, once again, I will properly name my stuff this time. Those are limbs. Torso. And head. Yeah, I saw the Mario movie. I really liked it a lot. Like, I can tell. I get why it didn't receive the best critical reception, because like the plot happens so fast, and it's very obviously like made for kids first and foremost. But like it was made with so much love, and there's a bunch of really cool references to the games, like throughout the entire franchise in it, and it's really cool. And Jack Black as Bowser is my everything. He's just my everything. Okay, so I guess first we would do the cape. It doesn't need to be that elegant of a movement, because we're moving very fast, and the faster you move, the less wavy the movement becomes. So I could do a rotation like that, and then clean it up a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Beaches, 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 beaches. I like the music video Jack Black made of that song too, and like the meme from social media about like where it only shows the part where he's throwing the peach and he says peach. Oh yeah, I heard there was going to be a new Indiana Jones out too. I actually first heard about it at Applebee's because our power went out last week I think. But yeah, our power went out. They said it was going to be back on in a couple hours, and a couple hours passed and it was not on, so we decided to just go out for dinner, and then hopefully it would be back, the power would be back by the time we got done. So we went to Applebee's, and they had like a kind of like a promotion, cross promotion going on with Indiana Jones, and that's how I found out. and yeah, the power did come back on by the time we went home. So what would otherwise have been like a very boring evening if we had stayed home turned into a pretty wonderful evening. Okay, so there's that. I guess I could... do that. Yeah, just kind of like flip the curvature of the cape to be on this side. This way. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I like how it turned out. Pretty simple, but it does the job. Well, let's lower the speed. Yeah, I'm sure it'll look just fine in motion. Hand control is awesome, huh? Thank you, Gospel. You remember losing power too, but after coming back from your fun Art Around the World library craft, it came back. Nice. Yeah. Like, we definitely have to remember to do something like that next time the power comes out. We'll just make a day of it. Like, have a day in town where we just eat and like maybe go shopping or something. Like there was a winter a couple years back that was really rough on us. Like pretty much the entire area lost power, and it took them like almost 48 hours to get the power back on. And we actually had stayed home for most of that time because we were snowed in. That was not fun. But like every time the power goes out now, I'm like, okay, at least it's not that. Yeah, that's correct, Haas. Musically, Woofle and I were very inspired by Lattail. Eat. Hello, Deaky. I'm making sprites. Okay, so that's fine. Eat. I'm very pixely. I'm very glad that the head is the front layer here, so now I can actually do stuff like this. Without, whoops. What happened? I guess my brush was too big. Was it during the freeze a couple years back? Yeah, it was. There was like a deep freeze 2 years ago. Like that. Okay. Move this down. Like that. And then I'll move the highlight a little bit too. I think that'll sell the motion better. Oops. Wrong layer. I like this program, but it's very easy to accidentally press down on my keyboard and switch layers. I wonder if there's a way to change that. Oh, right, erase this. Oh, I did it again. I switched layers accidentally. We are drawing a villain, so good bad guy music. Okay. Okay, that one is fine, I guess. There was a blizzard in your town when you were a sophomore in 2010? Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, 1 year when I was in, I think it was my first year of college. The snow literally blocked our entire front door. Like, we could not get out, and it was the day of my math exam, like my math final exam. I had to call my teacher and say like, hey, I'm stuck, I can't get there, and he was like, no problem, come into when you can. Which was really cool of him. I'm very thankful for that. Okay. So now I want to do the other hair strand. Okay. Let me do this. Yeah. Shout out to reasonable teachers. Yeah, I think one of my favorite teachers that I've ever had was my my college physics professor. He was the kind of person, he was very funny. very funny, very inspiring, but his work was absolutely brutal. But you wanted to do it because he was so charismatic. And like he was charismatic to the point where like my fellow classmates would like hang out with him after class. Just kind of be bros. Of course, I was back then. I was extremely introverted, like even more so than I usually am. So I didn't really participate in any like after class activities. I still am introverted, but I am much more social now. It's just that I need to be by myself in order to recharge my social batteries. Look at this swing. Oh, that's really interesting, Nat. Your science teacher was super eccentric, required that you make drawings to go along with the homework. Yeah. That sounds pretty cool. Oops. Like that, I guess. Okay, so now, I guess we gotta move this down. Okay. Alright, I think that's decent for a rail grinding animation. So I'll save that. Freshman art teacher. Later became your digital photography teacher. Married with a different last name. Oh, that's so cool! Yeah, my middle school art teacher would eventually become my art teacher for my senior year of high school, which was really cool. I felt really bad for her because my classmates were so mean to her. Like they were always very rude in class. They didn't really care about art. But she was so sweet, and she tried so much to be kind of like quirky and funny to make her classes more entertaining. But like they weren't having any of it. They were just only concerned about, you know, like typical high school drama stuff. But I was into it. Like me and like two other people in my class were like actually like engrossed in the lessons. And predictably, we were the ones that passed. But yeah, I hope she's doing okay. She was one of those teachers where like I still think about her sometimes and hope that she's doing okay. Okay, that's good. And that's pretty much all the animations that I have so far. I don't really think I need anything else except for like flavor. Maybe I can make like a sitting animation. But before I do that, I will show off a few other things. The gear that I made has a spinning animation. I think that looks nice. I think to make it look more enticing to collect, I could like make like a glow effect around it, like as like a shader, and then have some like sparkle particles. I imagine this would kind of be like this hypothetical game's equivalent to stars in the 3D Mario games, to where it would be like the main objective to get as many of them as possible. But for villainous means. Okay. And this is a kind of like a dash wind for when you're using the dash. And like you start more at the origin, like if at this bottom right corner would be where like the character is, like she would be like right around here. So you start here, you kind of like push everything forward while also expanding it. and then like you can see how the white part kind of like moves from the front, and then it's in the middle here, and then here it's in the back. I think that like is a nice like implied motion. Yeah, this is Believe in Yourself from Sonic CD. Well, apparently this song had licensing issues that prevented Sega from re-releasing the game for a long time. I think that was why in the Gems collection, the European version used the US soundtrack, even though the original release did not. And this is kind of like a effect when you hit something and reflect it, or if you like successfully block an attack. I kind of have a similar animation like in previous games, but I decided to make it like shield shaped to better like imply what's happening. And this is kind of like a little smoke puff. I think it could have multiple purposes. Like you could use it for like debris hitting the ground. You could use it for yourself hitting the ground. You could use it for like enemies disappearing, projectiles disappearing. The possibilities are endless. And this is a hit impact. I'm very happy with how this turned out. It looks really nice and crunchy. Like what I did was I basically drew a 4-point star and drew like 4 little particles on the sides, and then I tilted it a little bit to make it look more like organic, I suppose. But yeah, this will be used when you hit enemies for damage, and then when they hit you, that sort of stuff. But yeah, the frames for this, like you start with the 4-point star, but then you go out, and now it kind of looks like 4 blades coming out. And the same thing as with the dash, you know how I had the white here in the front first, and then it went into the back as the animation went on. Same case here with the lighter colors. Like here they're in the middle with the oranges on the border, and then they move to the outside. So there's that. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. And then let me take a sippy. Good stuff. Okay. So the last thing I wanted to draw was Kronii's mascot. Whoops. Stop that. And her mascot is they're basically teddy bear clocks, and they're called cronies. Like like the word cronies. Like criminal thugs, cronies. but it's spelled with a K to match her name. I think that's cute. So this actually took me a little while to get looking good, because they're essentially like their body is essentially made up of geometric shapes, and it's very easy to like make things look a little too rigid. Like it looked too like a little too geometric, so I played around with the shading a little bit to kind of like round them out and make them look softer. And then I added these highlights, and of course they have the bow here. Typically, the actual design of the cronies has hats. They have little top hats. At least the males do. The females have like maid bonnets. But I have a strategy for these guys. I think what I would do is I would animate them without any accessories first. And then I would have like a separate sprite specifically for the hats that they wear. And then I think that'll reduce the amount of work, because then instead of having entire separate sprite sheets for the male and female versions, it's just for the one. And then we have like the hats that will like kind of like be positioned based on the frame of the animation. Has anyone played Mischief Makers? There was kind of like a similar thing going on there, where the vast majority of the Clancer NPCs all use the same sprites, but you could tell them apart, not only because of like the hats they wore, but also their size and color. Yeah, Mission Makers. I gotta play that sometime too. That's one of my favorites. It just has so much personality. I actually never finished it because I was having so much fun and I felt I would be too sad if I beat it. That's never happened with a video game before, so I gotta go back and actually beat it sometime. Yeah, it's the Shake Shake game. Shake Shake. Ba, ba, ba. So yeah, I think... Okay, let me try... I just have Kronii herself here for reference, for size reference. So I'll make a new layer. Just so we can kind of experiment with what the hats would look like. It's nothing special, they just have top hats. The males do. Like that. Oh, also, yeah, I want to play Shadow the Hedgehog again. I had too much fun, and apparently I have yet to play some of the best stages. So I've gotta try out the different outcomes. Have I been keeping up with Double Shake? I've heard a few things about that. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. And Aldi, I'm at that Aldi. I am at Aldi. Okay, so I guess that would be the male version. And then female version would be a little bit. Yeah, nice hat. Thank you, Salty Boy. Welcome, welcome. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, so how do I draw a maid bonnet? I'm looking up an image. Do not, never, ever, ever be ashamed about looking up references for stuff. Never. As long as you're not outright tracing stuff, then it's fine. Okay, that's how. So it's just, I guess it's just kind of the same as like the wedding veil thing that Kronii herself wears. Steal like an artist? I guess that's a good saying, but I still wouldn't call it like stealing. I can't remember who said it, but there's a saying where it's like, originality is learning how to hide your sources. Because I think the whole reason that any sort of media is appealing to begin with is because it taps into what is familiar to us as human beings. But it does so in a combination that is kind of uniquely its own. And it kind of reminds me of like Hololive's own derivative works guidelines. I took a look at them to just see like what their actual like the attitude is towards like fan works, and it's actually very impressive. I really like the guidelines. I think I would compare it most to like the way that like Sega and Capcom approach fan games, to the point where they don't forfeit their rights. They will do strike downs if you're doing something like absolutely obnoxious, like trying to make a profit off their stuff. But for the most part, they're hands off. They actually like appreciate like fan works, and I think that's really cool. It's at the point where there's actually an almost like a fan made official, not official like database of like Hololive fan games. So I think that's really wonderful to see. I have a soft spot for companies that actively embrace fan content like that. Like especially when it comes to Capcom and Sega. Like they have been like absolutely behind like the fan game community like for years now. And like I know like so many people who have gotten their start making Mega Man fan games or Sonic fan games, including myself. So to see like a company like Cover Corp kind of embrace that philosophy is really encouraging to me, because I could see a few people like getting a start in game development, specifically from like the hololive side of things. Basically what you're telling people with Lunasis, do whatever you want, just don't sell it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I guess that's all I need to do, isn't it? Like, the sprite is small enough that I can't really add any more details, so I guess that's the female hat. But I think I would switch it up if I had like a bunch of these kinds of NPCs in the game where they're kind of like all sharing the same base sprite. I would kind of switch it up to where like they have like, there's even more variety of hats, like there's different like colors, there's maybe like different like styles of clock dials, and maybe like some of them could have like little mustaches on the bottom. I think it would be fun. BRB must grab a snack. Okay, I'll go. How would you feel if someone based an OC of theirs off your Bats design? Where's the line that shouldn't be crossed? Oh, okay, yeah. Like, oh, I know a bunch of people that have gotten their start with original characters, based on like, they started off basically like creating like recolored Sonic characters, but then over time they would kind of like make them into original characters. I remember actually this like talking with me about that at some point, like where some of the characters in Grapple Force Arena did start off as Sonic OCs, but eventually like they transformed into something like wholly original. So I guess my answer to you would be, if it's a starting point for them and not the end point, then it's fine. Because everybody has to start somewhere. And I feel like if you can't start with something that you're already familiar with, then it just makes it like harder than it needs to be. Yeah, I love Shovel Knight so much. Oh my gosh, I've been waiting until I get past the Mega Man 9 and 10, but then after that I want to dive into Shovel Knight. It holds a very special place in my heart. I've said this a few times in past streams, but like, our very first convention, where we showed off the original Freedom Planet, Florida SuperCon, we were right next to the Shovel Knight devs Yacht Club, and that was a special moment for me in particular, just because I had been keeping track of the Kickstarter and even backed it. So I was, even back then, like when they were still new, I was like a big fan of their work. And like the fact that we both like really like love each other's games, and just like seeing how far the franchise has become is just, it makes my heart sing. So yeah, I want to start playing through all of Shovel Knight, and they still send me emails every now and then to like invite me to be like a beta tester to the other games. Sadly, I've never had time for it, because like when I did, I was knee deep in development for my own projects, but now that I'm streaming, I have an excuse. Yeah, I've played through pretty much all of Treasure Trove except for Spectre Knight's campaign, and like I loved every minute of it. Like the whole of Treasure Trove like has so much heart and passion. I haven't played the newer ones, but I want to. You first tried Shovel Knight at PAX West before the game launched? You fell in love with Yacht Club games immediately? Yes! And they're such good down-to-earth people. And like, I remember like years after that convention, they still recognized me when I went to, when we went to PAX Prime, which is now PAX West. I was able to meet them at their booth, and then I bought a t-shirt, a Shovel Knight t-shirt. I was so happy. You still need to play King of Cards. Alex, King of Cards is amazing. I think you'll love it. I think out of the campaigns that I've played in Treasure Trove, I think King of Cards is my favorite one. But yeah, the original one is really good, and Plague Knight's campaign is really good. It's kind of cool. I'm so glad that I have the jukebox now, because a song will come on and then it kind of like spurs a conversation. That's really cool. Spectre Knight's what's your favorite? Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying Spectre Knight. I've heard it's kind of like a prequel. Okay, so there's this. I guess I could show. Let me close this for a second. I guess I could show the other council members. I only have a single sprite of them, but okay. So here's Sana. She looks better on a dark background. Hold on, let me change that. Yeah, I like the roundness. I really like how the head and like the planet hair thingies turned out, and like the limiter was a bit challenging just to kind of figure out the shape at such a small size, but I think it did well. But yes, I miss Sana, but I hear she is doing well, so that makes me happy. But if this hypothetical fan game, of course, were to come to pass, I would want to have cameo appearances from the rest of the council. I think it is only natural. Yeah, welcome back, Argo. So that's Sana, and then I got Fauna. I think out of all the council, including Kronii, Fauna's base sprite gave me the most trouble, specifically because of the frills in her dress. And for her, I decided to keep the asymmetry, because she only has one stocking on her base design. And of course, she is another sprite that is very bright, so I will add a dark background just so you can see. The hair also took me a while, because it's got like, where's my thing? Whoops. Wrong slide! Okay, there we go. See, the hair is very like noodly in some spots. And like she's got like a lot of like frills and details, which like I was not expecting at first, but I think it's a decent translation. I had to compromise some of the details in the skirt in order to get it to fit at this size, but. And I also made it so like she only has one bracelet too, but I decided to make that symmetrical. Wrong layer, Kronk. But yeah. I'm quite happy with the way Fauna turned out. It's gonna be very interesting once I get to the point where I like make basic animations for them. Bae is in rough shape. I'm not particularly happy with her yet. Mostly because she looks too much like Toad with the face. sorry, Bae, but I'll redo her at some point. But like. With Bae especially, the asymmetry is very integral to her design. So you see right here, like each half of her outfit is like feels like completely different, but in a way that is really cool and appealing. I really like her design. It is chaos, and like the ironic part too is that she's kind of the de facto leader of the council. So she ironically brings order to it, despite being chaos. But yeah, I think I did a good job with like the cyan and yellow parts. It's just like the face that I'm not sure about. I've got the hair. And then last but not least, Mume. Oh, I actually did make some progress on Mume. So yeah, Mume is civilization. She's kind of like she has an owl motif. But yeah, I gave her a bouncy idle animation. And she's got a really big hair, so I had fun like moving that around, making that bouncy too. And like Mume, like over time turned out to be kind of like the mirror of Kronii, to where like Kronii is outwardly a villain, but like inside is like a softie, and then like Mumei's character, like her gimmick is that like she's like sweet on the outside, but like a nightmare on the inside. Like her whole thing is that she really likes horror, which I think is a cool dynamic. Yeah, I gave her a run animation. This is a more traditional run animation where you can see that the arms are more up because she's not holding weapons. I think it looks decent. And like, I like how the cape turned out because you can see it like shift to the left and right depending on what direction she's turning in. See that it goes this way and then it goes this way. Yeah, she does draw creepypasta versions of other Hololive members. And some of those creepypasta versions have turned into monsters in the HoloCure fan game, which I think that's really cool, and her reaction to that was priceless. Okay, so I got that. I've got a jump. Let me fix the speed on that so you can see it better. I think I did a better job on Mumei's jump than I did Kronii's jump, honestly. Let's do that. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, yeah, you can kind of see. Yeah, I just went ham with the hair physics and the cape. And just like the way the head rotates, it has a pleasant roundness to it. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. Now, if this hypothetical fan game ends up being not hypothetical, I have to be careful about overscoping because I wouldn't want to spend too much time on it. So what I would probably do is like, it is generally a pretty good idea that I would just stick to one playable character, but the others could still have like basic animations for cutscenes and stuff. So that's why I'm still working on this. Imagine being careful about overscoping. Oh yeah, you know, don't you? You know, Diki64. I am very excited for the update though. I think it's gonna be worth it. Absolutely. Yeah, we're kind of experiencing that in a roundabout way with the console ports of our game. Do I have anything else? Okay, I have a dash, and that's pretty much it as far as Mumei animations goes. I really like how this dash animation turned out too, again, because of the long hair that I was able to use. Also, I haven't animated the cape yet. But I think like at minimum, like the other characters would have like idle running, jumping, and dashing. Maybe climbing. Oh, Nat, don't scare me like that. Don't scare me like that. Yeah, I'm not even sure what the team composition of like big organizations like Hololive will be like in 7 years. So much could change. Like the whole VTuber scene just kind of like it feels like it kind of exploded overnight. Like it was kind of simmering a bit with a few notable personalities such as Kazuna AI. That way back in the day. But then it just kind of like exploded during the pandemic. But like, I'm just really happy with like what Hololive is doing. Like they're very consistent, and their talents are just like so sweet, and like I said at the beginning, they're very sweet and down to earth people, and it's nice to see like so much variety in content, you know. Way back in the day, as in a few years ago. Yeah, like, what is time even anymore? I think we all just kind of like lost like the concept of it at some point. Yeah, time is mush. Okay, so... Did I change this? No, I didn't. Okay, Bay, Fauna. Sauna. Time as a blue-haired lady escaped. Yeah. Yeah, it did. 20 to 2021 did feel like several years at once, kind of like an Inception style year. Alright, so I guess I could try making a new animation, kind of show you my process for that. First, let me double check what... Well, I'm gonna start closing stuff. Nope. Just so that I can actually see the tabs. I'm very surprised that this program actually like supports this many tabs. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Thank you, always. Welcome. I'm Spacey Butteltelli. I'm a Gadgeteer Bat and a game developer, and today we're having like an art stream / tutorial on how to convert a character design to pixel art, and I chose Ouro Kronii of hololive. And I just went over like all the different like animations that I've been working on. But I'm going to create a new one now. Oh yeah, what did you play? Okay, so I will use this as a base, this sprite. And then I will save it. Let's do a sitting animation, because I feel like it's a really nice flavor to be able to just sit down on chairs. Oh, Mix, thank you so much. And thank you, Manakaina, for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's create a new empty frame. We're gonna use the stick bug method, and we're gonna work specifically on the end frame. So the first thing we should do is we should decide how big our chair is going to be, how tall our chairs are going to be. Oh, Mimics to you, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Because much like a previous game we worked on that had sitting animations, all of the chairs have the same height. It just makes things easier to work with. So I guess we could use the grid as a guide. Maybe. So, because I see that her knees are right about the same height as this bottom row of squares. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and make like a basic bench just to use as a reference. Oh, thank you first for stretch and hydrate. I'll finish the chair and right here and take a sippy. Actually, I have to use the restroom real quick. I will be back in just a couple minutes. Thank you all so much for watching so far. Bats. Spacey Botteltelli will return after the break. Come back! Haha. Spacey jump scare. I hope that's not actually going to be a problem for some people, because if I come back from BRB specifically to this screen, it has to use the Batman transition. I can't have a separate one. Yeah. Okay. I actually do have kind of an idea about how to approach this. Maybe I could make the seat. Maybe I could design the sitting animation such that her feet never touch the ground, and that way it would cover all sorts of heights. I don't know. We'll see. I'll move it up a little bit. Oh, thank you so much for the 4 months. I appreciate it. Alright, stick bug time. So, obviously when we sit, our bum is right on the chair, so I will just put this here. And of course, she's got the hourglass figure. So I'm going to just do that. Oh, this works out well, this chair height, because the position of like the bottom of the skirt all the way to the top of the head is consistent. Yeah, I like the Wily Wars OST. Okay, so now the important question is, how do I want the legs to be positioned? I think she would like sit cross-legged. So let me pull up a reference. Hold on. Let's see. I think I have a reference I can look at. Characters. Looking up a reference for sitting. Looking up a reference for sitting. Okay. Yeah. So I guess we would bring this leg right here, maybe? And then this leg would kind of like move it over here. I'm gonna make this a different color, actually. I'm just gonna use what the leg color is going to be. Because we kind of have to do something like this. Yeah. There we go. Okay, I have to change the color of that again, because we are moving to the black color of the skirt. That's better. Now for the stick bug method, I will just like change the colors of specific elements to kind of match what I was going for. I just recalled that, like, when I was looking up how to do the finger snapping animation, I'll open that real quick. Like this, like, finger snap here. I didn't know how to draw it at first. I looked it up at a video online, and then I did it in real life for the first time ever. I could never snap my fingers until I actually studied it, studied the motion. I don't know if you can hear it in my speakers, but yeah, I recommend it, Alex. It's so weird. Like, that alone, I think, makes this whole thing worth it. Just the fact that I've actually learned new, like, things. Like, actual new things. Just from doing all this. Yeah. Snap. Okay, back to sitting. Can't snap your fingers, only crack them. Yeah, I guess like the trick is that I never got before is that like my thumb needs to be like past my middle finger instead of like directly overlapping it. My mom snaps her fingers all the time in order to get Sammy's attention if he's trying to bother her in the kitchen while she's cooking dinner. she'll snap her fingers and be like, out, out. Okay, I feel like the chest isn't really going to change that much from her idle pose, so I'll probably end up just copy and pasting that. Okay, she's got the blue on the shoulders. And the shadow down here from the booba. Yeah, that's another thing too that I've learned. Like, I felt like I could not really like draw like actual breasts before like I actually had to for this kind of character. Like, not only that, but also I feel like I am much better at drawing human characters now, which I think is also a very good positive. Okay, right, you want to add some shading here. Ba, ba, ba. Yes, that's correct, Flaming Tokay. Ba, ba, ba. So, oh, I think I need to raise the legs a little bit because, like the base, like the top part of the leg. What do you call the top part of the leg? The one that's like really like big and like. Is that a thigh? I think the thighs are lower though. Femur, maybe? Yeah, maybe? Question mark? I'll just move the skirt up and then we'll do it that way. So we just kind of do this. Just make this like that. So, okay, so bottom is the ankle, and then the shin, and then the knee, and then the thigh? Okay. I think after thigh is like pelvis. This way. Yeah, something like that, I guess. Maybe move it up here. Yeah, there we go. Is the skirt too short? I don't think so. Yeah, I love Rystar's music. Like, this game's soundtrack has been, like, quite a big inspiration to me on the music side of things over the years. But I still feel like I've yet to capture that kind of magic in my original songs. But it's something I want to learn. Like, I've been doing a lot of practice with my new music software recently. And I think if this hypothetical fan game no longer becomes hypothetical, it's something I could get even more practice in with. Yeah, this sort of thing, just like kind of like basking in the potential of a new project is my form of vacation, I suppose. Something like that. Okay, now I want to get the shoes in, but I think I can copy paste those from other animations. Like maybe get this one. Okay. Let me rotate it a little bit. Yeah, sometimes I still copy paste stuff. I still don't recommend it, but it can save time. Da 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 da. I want to play Diddy Kong Racing 2 sometime. I guess I'm holding off in the hopes that I will actually have my swimsuit outfit ready before the summer is over. But if I don't, if I'm not able to commission my rig Papa by the end of summer, then I'll just play it. Because I think it'd be really cool to be able to have it for the hovercraft races. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure it matches the way the shoe looks and... yeah, like that. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Swimmy Suit Hovercraft time. And Alex, you said you've never played Diddy Kong Racing? Maybe I could have you tune in. And then it could be kind of like a first-time experience. And the interesting thing about Diddy Kong Racing is that there's actually a hidden cheat code for 2-player co-op. And it works pretty well for the single-player adventure mode. Like, the only thing is that only one player can be in the hub. But once you enter the races, then it's like 2 drivers. Anthony! Thanks for such an awesome and informative stream. Hope everyone has a nice day. Thank you, Anthony. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Love to play with me? Yay! We gotta figure out like the whole parsec thing too. I was able to get parsec working with Nintendo 64 games in a previous stream when I played Penny Racers with Dusky. So it is possible. We just need to figure out like the parsec stuff. So now I guess we do this. Da, 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 da. Yeah, parsec is amazing for local co-op stuff. Okay. I think I ended up using a separate shade of gray here. Let me fix that. Da, 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 da. I think that might be too small. Whatever. And then I kind of have like a light gray outline. Because the solid black might, because if her leg is just like completely solid black, even though it would match like the art style, it still would make her legs like very difficult to see in dark backgrounds. Against dark backgrounds, I should say. Okay. So I think the legs look pretty good. And I think this is a pose that would work if the feet are touching the ground, as well as if the seating is like very high up. So I guess this would now be like the minimum height for sitting. Yeah, parsec is a modern miracle in terms of being able to like parsec's gonna come in so much handy when Sonic Superstars comes out too, because that will only have local 4-player co-op. And like, yeah, I imagine that's gonna be a lifesaver in terms of being able to like experience the game with friends. I'd love to, I don't know how difficult it's going to be, but I'd love to do like a 4-person collab after it comes out and get like 4 separate people in parsec. Yeah, co-op Sonic. And not in like the Tails follow Sonic sort of way either. It's like full co-op. Maybe the reason that they don't have it be online co-op is because like it's the sort of co-op that requires everybody to be on the screen at the same time. Yeah, it's only local co-op. I'm not sure if they're going to update it later. It would be nice if they did, but I'm not expecting them to. Oh right, I said I was going to copy paste this. Okay. No, stop that. Beep, beep. Okay, I guess I can just do that. Healthy Faye, thank you so much for Break Guard. Wah. 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 That's probably fine. And I guess I could transfer the head over wholesale as well, because that doesn't really change. I better move these up a layer. There we go. Oh, I forgot. Something like that. Okay. Yeah. So how should the hands be? I think I'm going to do the hands in a separate layer. That's okay. I'm just going to bring these over too. I guess I could... Maybe I could put the arms on the knee. Give it a try. If I don't like it, I can just start over with the arms. Yeah, you can kind of see the motion there. No, I need to make the elbows more relaxed. And something like that. Yeah, I'm so glad that I'm not working in traditional media, because erasing mistakes in that is much trickier. Still looks stiff. Maybe I need to do something different with the torso. Let me look at my references again. Let's see. Oh, where'd you go? There we go. Well, okay. I think what I could do... I'll erase it this way. I'll put the backhand on top of the knee first. Oops. Why is that not working? Okay, there it goes. Something like that. Okay, like that. I guess that's fine since the other hand is going to be on top of it. So now we draw the hand here. That's okay, I guess. Very polite and patient. Okay, let me draw the cape. Maybe that might make me feel better about it. Looking great so far. Thank you, Alex. Okay. Oh, right. Her weapons. Usually when she's using her hands for something else, I put the weapons like I make them sheathed. Like this. Okay. So I will take that. We'll bring that over. I'll better name this. Okay, cape. New layer. Cape, sword. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Yeah, that works. And I think eventually I would have like a breathing motion, like in her normal eye animation. Some blinking. Oh, also, something else that's very important that you absolutely want to do every now and then, you want to flip your canvas. Because after a while, your brain gets used to certain parts of the drawing to where it can be harder to spot like flaws or things that you want to work on. So by flipping the canvas, it kind of refreshes your brain. And I can see here that the cape maybe is a little too far back. So I'll move that forward. No, not like that. I will just draw a little bit more on this side. Yeah, like that. Maybe it's too far out over here. Yeah. Cool. Okay, normal sitting. Yeah, I like it. Usually flipping the canvas just gives you a headache. Yeah, it can be a bit disorienting at first, but that's the point. You want to be a little bit disoriented so that your brain kind of like resets and it feels like you're looking at the piece for the first time. So that way you can kind of like review it with a fresh mindset. Like I did just now. Okay, so let me flip the canvas back over. Yeah, sit on the bench. Let me give some legs to the chair as well. Sweet. Now, I notice now that this maybe looks a little bit too straight, so... Let me push that up. Oops. Wrong layer. Oh man, maybe it's not this leg, maybe it's like... I just need to do this, kind of like round it out. Move this over here. Yeah, okay. Nice. Wrong layer. Everyone take a sip. that might be fun if I do more drawing streams in this program. Every time I end up drawing something on the wrong layer, take a sippy. All right, speaking of which, I will take sippy. Thank you. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it is more than just a little sippy. It's more like a chug. Oh, thank you for stretch Ferris as well. I am stretching. Okay, that was a nice long stretch. Okay, so we got a sitting animation now, and that's very good. So now I could theoretically have chairs that can be sat on. I just like little bits of flavor like that in a game. Where they don't need to do that technically, but they did it anyway. And especially when that sort of thing kind of like highlights the personality of the character. Like, in FE2, for example, the fact that everyone has their own way of sitting. Super nice. And like how everyone has their own like grind rail animations. Okay, so. I think we're in a pretty good spot with that, so, yeah. Wait, let me think. What shall I work on next? Oh, right, I could go back to the air animation and then add the hair physics to that. Oh, Admiral Melro Mark. Ahoy! Welcome, welcome. We're just relaxing with drawing some pixel art. So this kind of does this, but the hair is static, so we will animate it. And thankfully, the head is on its own layer at the very top. Da, 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 da. Like that. Something like that. Thinking of getting yourself as a pixel? Yeah, like my friend Ashley commissioned our my alerts for the channel. Wait, no, I commissioned Ashley, I should say, for my channel alerts. And those are made a very wonderful pixel art, so. And like, I myself have been interested in pixel art for a very long time. Like, I've been doing it for like 20 years, almost. If you count the time when I was just like messing around as a kid. Okay, so that is fine. I'm gonna outright delete these so they don't mess with my head. Da, 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 da. How can one obtain one of your masterpieces? Sadly, I do not take commissions. But I know some people who do. Da, 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 da. Okay. That's cool. Okay, nice. And I noticed that on this frame, this hairbang right here and then this one right here have pretty much the same shape. So I could just copy paste. You always want to be on the lookout for little time saving measures like that. Da, 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 da. No, thank you, Alex, for sharing the link. Okay. Okay, that's 2 pixels up, so I think I need to move this up a little bit. I want it to match up. Sweet. Okay. That is true. I am the producer slash creator of the Freedom Planet series. The first game we had a team of around like 12 active members, plus around like, I guess that includes like the voice actors, whereas with the sequel we had like 15 to 20 people working at any given time. It was so much fun working with them, and it was an honor. Okay, cool. So now that has hair physics. Let's see how it looks in motion. Oh, right, I didn't animate the cape either. That's why it still looks stiff. So I think for the cape... Oh no, it's on multiple layers. Ah! I'll fix it. Hold on. Sometimes that happens with the inadvertent layer switching. I get straight pixels. So it's this whole thing. And now I just kind of do this. Oh yeah, hands, especially at this size, are very difficult. Feet are very difficult too. At least for me. Okay, so it kind of does that. Like, yeah, I dig that. But I want to darken this part since it's shadow. Oh, right, I think I have a little bit of... hold on, I can't remember how I did the back of the cave. Yeah, there's a 1 pixel blue border around the... oh, around the 1 pixel yellow border. Okay, let's do that. Switch this over. Get rid of these stray pixels. Okay. That's good for now. Done. I'll move this forward a little bit so I can fit that border in. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure what the best method is for me to share artists who have commissions open that I know of. But we have a Discord server, just maybe that would be a good option. And then I can post some recommendations. Yeah, Tango Man's song. Saturn version. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you so much for your interest, too. Too much. Da, 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 na, na. Yeah, honestly, I'd love to commission some artists now, too. I've absolutely adored, like, the commissions on Skeb that I've been able to do of Spacey Balotelli. And like the whole concept behind it is just like really cool, just like having the clients take a hands-off approach. Okay, this goes up like this. I'll move this up a little bit more like here. That's fine. So now we got this. Oh yeah, that looks better. I think I'd want to move more of the hair besides just the ends right here. So what I can do maybe is like move this forward. Move this part right here. Actually, I'll make that the second frame, and I'll move the first one even more. Whoops! Too far! Wrong layer. There we go. Oh, scared me for a second. I also discovered a bug in this specific version of Sprite where, like, if I paste something and then immediately press delete, it crashes the program. I've had that happen on me a few times, but now I know exactly what happens in order to trigger it. Okay, move over here. 1 pixel movement. Oh, that's fine. Okay. There we go. Move these 2 down. And move the highlight as well. And then I'll gradually put the highlight back up using sub-pixel movement once again. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do this. Okay, cool. Nice. So now we do the other one. Whoa, this one's a little bit messy. We got the cape is over the hair strand. So what I'll do is on the head itself, I will remove that. And just put the little, just put the wedding veil here. Do that. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Okay, so that's fine now. And now I will use this top layer with otherwise, yeah. Okay. So we make it go this way. I'll make this the second frame. I'll bring it farther up for the first one. Let's move this up a little bit. Sweet. Okay. That's better. Move this down here a little bit. Yeah, I gotta start playing Sonic Hacks sometime. Because there's a lot of really impressive hacks out there from like a technical standpoint and like a gameplay standpoint too. The only problem is that a lot of Sonic hacks and mods out there are very short, so I'm not sure if I could make a full stream out of them. Unless I like maybe like play more than one per stream. And also, Sonic Amateur Games Expo, they opened up some missions for like not only for the games themselves, for the booths, but also for streamers who want to like officially stream as part of the event, and I threw my hat in. So I will be, hopefully, like once they get back to me, then I will be streaming Stage again. Even if I'm not like an official part of the event, I still like to do like streams of the Stage games this year. I believe it's in September, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my gosh, I am too, Alex. That was a part of last year's Stage event for those who are new. And it was when I still had my beta tele model. It was before my official debut. So that was a cool way for me to kind of like test the waters with streaming and see if it was something I enjoyed, and I very much did. So here I am. Okay. Okay, that hair strand is cool. So I guess for the back one we can just nudge this forward a bit. Oh, where's the head? This one? Okay. Yeah, we did have a demo of FP2 for, say, wait, did we? Oh yeah, right. It was for streaming. We didn't have a booth. That's the thing that tripped me up. Okay, just that. I will just outright delete it now so I can animate it by hand. Okay. Oopsie. Wait. No, wrong layer. There we go. Okay, yeah, it's sippy time. I drew on the wrong layer. Well, thank you, Argo, for hydrate. I just took sippy, but I'll take another one. Yummers. Okay, so all that's left is the cape, and then we've got this motion nice and fluid. Where's the cape? Okay, there. Okay, so here, alright, I'll hide the hair strand, just to make it easier on myself. Because everything's on one layer. I wish I'd drawn the cape on a separate layer, but... whatever. Let fix that right now, actually. Because all 4 of these are exactly the same right now, so what I could do is copy-paste this onto a new layer. I will hide that layer, and then I will erase the cape here. Alright, don't care about drawing the back, really, because we're only going down, not up, but I could still fill in a little bit. Okay, so now for the cape, we have to erase the part of the arm that got transferred over when I copy-pasted. Let's erase that. I like how there's a cowbell in this song, even though it's like a digital track. Gotta have cowbell. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't need to be fancy since the cape is covering it. Okay. So I guess I could just kind of like rotate it a little bit. It should work. Oops. Yeah, it's Wahoo time. In the background. I am a Wahooligan now. Alex has shown me the way. I just love like how some of these later tracks in the game have like a very ethereal quality to them. Okay, that's fine. Maybe move this part up a little bit. This part down. Yeah, I think it's been cool, Diki, that you've been speedrunning Klonoa recently. Like the way it almost looks like the speedrun aspect kind of consolidates the game into like a single half-an-hour stage. With how many like insane shortcuts there are. Hope you'll be able to get more speedruns in this weekend. Nice. I have to wonder, is the speedrun element partly what inspired like the sort of speedrun nature of Lumistus? Okay, that's cool. Okay, cool. Move this down a little bit more. Yeah, Wahooligans! I'll move this up. I feel like at this point I would have just saved some time if I had completely redrawn the cape instead of just rotating it. Maybe I'll do that for the last frame. probably look at 2 when you're happy with your personal best for 1. Nice. I imagine that a Kronii-centric game would have like a speedrunning component. It would make sense, like her whole gimmick is time after all. Plus, if I were to actually commit to this, it would have to be something like extremely self-indulgent. And those are the kinds of games that I tend to enjoy. Like, the reason it would have to be very self-indulgent is so that I maintain motivation to continue it. Like, I'm quite surprised that I got this far alone, just like on pure inspiration, I suppose. But it's turning out really well so far, and I'm learning new things. So like that in itself has been like a motivating factor as well. Just the fact that if I keep going with it, then I'll learn even more things that I would never have even considered before in other contexts. You're in the middle of the cursed negative skill phase where you just get worse every run. No! Yeah, it happens. But I hope that you're able to get out of it sooner than later, of course. Oh, right, I didn't transfer the arm stuff to the other. Whoops. That was... Okay, that's fine. So now here, I want to just completely redraw it. Okay, the endpoint, I believe, should be somewhere here. Every speedrun has at least one run killer moment in it. Oh, yeah, I remember. Who remembers Dreadbox? I was so upset with that. Looking back, I wish I had just patched it. Regardless of what, like, the speedrunning community thought. But, you know, I guess it, like, in another way, it worked out for the best because now they have discovered a trick that makes that part way more consistent. So it's not nearly the nightmare that it used to be, but back then that was, like, very, like, heavily considering just patching it. And if I had, they would have completely understood, like, they even told me. And like definitely in like the sequel, I am less like I am less picky about like patching speedrun stuff. But thankfully there aren't any like hang-up spots that are nearly as severe as there was in the original game. It was just, gosh, it was so cool watching that GDQ run. Like, the fact that even though the game is just, like, so long, like, speedrunners are able to bring it down to, like, a game that could still be showcased within a reasonable time frame at an event like that, which is really cool. Yeah, that is true, Diki. When you get more used to the run, you start doing the riskier strats. Better shift this up a little bit. And maybe make it wider. Boop, boop, boop. Oops. Got to turn that layer on. Oh, okay. So. Yes! Oh my gosh, that feels so much better. Physics! Yeah, I kind of like when I show off the Mume sprites, like she's got that long hair, and the fact that I took the time to like give physics to that, like really elevated it, and I can do the same here with Kronii's cape. Wow. So yeah, we got that. We got the seat. Your sum of best is sitting at a high 32 minutes now, so you want to hit at least that before looking at Clone 2. Nice. Yeah, Kronii is perfection. And I mean, like, obviously there are going to be, like, flaws with anything, and like, in terms of execution. Even, like, making something like this, you know, like pixel art. But I think true perfection is working around the flaws so that they don't matter anymore. How's my hand feeling? It's feeling pretty good. Nice and relaxing. And it helps that, I don't know why, but I feel like in like more humid conditions, I feel like my hands recover faster when I'm not using them. So I pretty much just like hit the treadmill like an hour before the stream, and I kept my hands down, and I think that helped a lot. Which is a good thing, because tomorrow is going to be another Twitch platformer, which Twitch as in Twitchy, because I'll be playing Mega Man 9. Gotta love Marky Jester. Yeah! Oh my gosh, Marky Jester, he's like a genius in terms of like knowing the ins and outs of the Sega Genesis hardware. I love to have a stream like just playing through all of Marky Jester's hacks, because they're very creative. And of course they have really good music. Yep, I'm gonna be playing Mega Man 9 tomorrow. It'll be at the same time, 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm pretty excited about it. Honestly, it's not my favorite, but it represents kind of like the revival of the franchise, so it was still a very special moment. Like, at the time it came out, I didn't think that they would continue the classic series. But all of a sudden they gave Inafune a shoestring budget to work with to make like a retro throwback. Sadly, we did not get another classic game in the style of Mega Man 8, but you know, we'll take the W. The W in this case standing for Wily. Mega Man 9 had to pay the nostalgia tax, but it was worth it. Yeah, because out of that we got probably my favorite in the classic series, Mega Man 10, and of course the very solid Mega Man 11, which pushes the series forward in a very meaningful way. Taste is just the same noise. Oh no, Nat, I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, 10's very good. 10 is just chock full of so much content. Like the fact that you can play Pro Man and Bass, and like they each have different meaningful differences in gameplay, and the different difficulty options and all the little challenges and stuff. It's so good. But 9 is still pretty solid. It's just, I think it gets a little too old school with its difficulty sometimes. Especially like the Wily fights, but I still enjoyed it a lot back when I first played it, so I'm excited to revisit that again. I haven't played the Mega Man Legacy Collection yet, so I'm interested to see how it will feel there. But I'm glad that it is in the Legacy Collection, because the only other place you could play it was like, I don't know, like the Wii Shop. Oh yeah, another Latte song. This game has such good music. It's too bad that it's locked behind like hours and hours and hours of grinding. But I bet there's like a private server somewhere that kind of like vastly increases the amount of experience you can get. Because I haven't even heard the entire Latte soundtrack. Because I don't want to spoil it myself, just in case I end up like going through it someday again. You need to input a code to get the DLC for 9 and 10 in Legacy Collection? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, but it's good that you only have to input a cheat code and not like buy extra like DLC for it. Yeah, Latil is a very it's a very on the surface it's a very standard Korean MMO RPG. Where you beat up monsters, you get experience, so you can beat up more monsters, so you can get more experience to beat up more monsters. Same thing with Maple Story too, but they both have soundtracks that are way better than they should be. If I'm not mistaken, Maple Story's still around, right? I don't know if Latil is though. Yeah, it was. I remember going into a private Maple Story server at some point and just kind of revisiting it, because they changed it so much in modern days that I felt myself pining specifically for the way the game was when I played it. That's kind of the downside of having a live service game like that, or an online game, is that depending on how long it's been, it can change enough that people who played the original don't quite get the same experience out of it, so they kind of try to find older versions to get the warm fuzzies again. Thank you for break guard, Argo. Yeah. You appreciate when they have delicious music? Yes, me too. Yeah, I struggled with MMO addiction when I was younger, so that's why I don't really play them anymore, because I'm worried that it might mess things up for me again. But the few times that I have played online games with friends, I was just fine, so I'm probably just worrying too much. I think the last online game I played with friends was Fall Guys or something, or Minecraft. But those are completely different contexts and genres, I suppose. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. Thank you all so much for watching me today, and I really liked the format of this stream. This stream, it did take a lot of setup. All of Kronii's animations, I think together took me collectively 2 or 3 weeks. But that was at a comfortable pace where I didn't push myself too hard. So I think if I had, I could have gotten them done in I don't know, a little less than a week. But yeah, this was super fun. I'm glad I did this, and it's cool that I was able to learn a few new things, and I kind of want to keep going with it, So yes, thank you all so much. And I want to do, regardless, I want to do more art streams in the future. It's nice to just put music on like this and kind of do what I normally do when I'm offline. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Yes, more art. And especially once we announce more projects in the future, I'll have a reason to have art/game dev streams. And then yeah, Toho! I think this is probably my favorite Toho theme that I recognize in the wild. I haven't played a whole lot, but I'm sure the next time Ashley and I collab, she will want to show me the way. It's fun to hang in chat. Yes, thank you all. Remember, I will be back tomorrow at 1 for some Mega Man 9. I'm very much looking forward to that. Because I've said in the past, once I get through 9 and 10, then I'm going to start playing Mega Man fan games, and there's some really, really cool ones that I want to share. So I'm excited for the future, and of course, I really want to do more things with this currently hypothetical fan game. See where the wind takes me. But yes, thank you all so much. I will see you all tomorrow, and I hope you have the best of days. Without further ado, that's a wrap. Bye. Oh wait, let's raid somebody. Wait, let's raid. I want to raid. I don't know anyone who's online. Oh wait, I do. Yuppie just logged in. I think she literally just started streaming. Let's Let's raid, yippee. Alright. Yeah, I wanted to raid a friend today, so that's... Alright, now for realsies. Without further ado, I shall bid you all adieu. That's a wrap. Thank you all so much. Bye.